Hey everyone, it's Jason. As you know, this channel is all about the journey, teaching you what I learned and showing the mistakes I've made and stuff like that. You know what? I decided to go down a new path and a new journey. Now I'm still doing the flips and things like that, but guess what? I got started in the short-term rental world, or Airbnb. So I recently bought the Airbnb in Kissimmee, or I think that's how you say it. I really should know this, but you know what? That's not what matters the most. It's the numbers behind it and if it's gonna work. So there are two things I really look for in an Airbnb market that was taught to me by my realtor. Shout out to Wade. Thank you very much. You're the man. The first thing I'm gonna look for in a market where I'm gonna buy a short-term rental to Airbnb or Verbo, or whatever else I'm gonna do with it, is that it has something in that market that is not going away, that's an attraction. So Kissimmee is 10 to 15 minutes from Disney World, right outside of Orlando. Disney World is the most visited park in the entire world. In fact, 2019, 21 million people visited that park. When I was down there, the guy that was staging the Harry Potter room, which we'll talk about in another video, don't worry, actually works at Universal. And he was talking about Universal's park, not even Disney World. Universal's not as popular as Disney World. And Universal had 50,000 people in the park each given day that I was down there. So that's crazy. Disney owns the land it's on. Disney's always been a draw. I know this draw is going to continue further and further into the future. So I feel comfortable that this is going to continue to draw and continue to drive people to my short-term rental. The second thing I'm really looking for is an established short-term rental market and established regulations within that market. Now, if you don't have established regulations, you could be running a short-term rental and then all of a sudden laws are passed that says, oops, can't do that here anymore. Now my business, my short-term rental, is no longer viable and it's just a vacation home, not making me any money. You know, at that point you can sell it off, but that's not something that I want to deal with when I'm buying these sort of things. So Kissimmee actually has regulations in place that says where you can do short-term rentals, how much you have to pay the city to do short-term rentals. I think it's about 13% of my entire revenue has to go to them for taxes when it comes to short-term rentals. In fact, my short-term rental is zoned residential, RES, STR. So residential short-term rental is basically built to do what I'm doing with it. So I'm not worried that anything's going to happen where they're gonna say, nope, you can't do this anymore. The other nice thing about an established market that has regulations in place and has been around for a while is you have cleaners, handymen, and all the people that you need to run your business. Your cleaner is your number one linchpin of your business, and we'll talk about that again later too. But if you're not in a market that has many short-term rentals or it's coming up, then you won't have cleaners in that market that understand what you need from a short-term rental cleaning. It's gotta be pristine. It looks like no one came in before you. There was no one that stayed there before. Yeah, they know they did, but it's gotta feel like they didn't. Turnover's gotta be fairly quick, because sometimes you have checkouts at 10 a.m. and a check-in at 4 p.m. in a 6-bedroom, 5-bath, 3,000 square foot house. That could be challenging, so they gotta know what they're doing when it comes to that sort of thing. You have your handyman, because sometimes something's gonna break, and you can give someone a call and say, hey, I need you to get down there because something breaks in my house. Yeah, it's annoying, but I can get it fixed eventually. Your guests are gonna want it fixed now, especially if it's a hot water issue or something like that. So I hope you enjoyed this video on why I bought in Kissimmee and what I look for in a short-term rental market. If you liked my information, please subscribe and like below. Also, I'll be coming out with more videos about Airbnb or short-term rentals that goes over the theming of the room and why I themed it, how you stand out basically, finding cleaners, finding the property, finding how much the property is going to earn, because this is an investment. You want to make sure it earns decent money. So keep your eye out. I'll still have all my flip stuff out there, but you're going to start seeing these trickle in too. See y'all later.